Hi there, in this exercise we are going to get used to movement, how to confidently move your sprite around the screen. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to delete my cat, and I am going to replace my cat with an animal. So I'm going to go into animals here, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to choose my little monkey. So here's my little monkey, and I'm just going to give my little monkey a nice background. Go into nature, and I'm just going to choose the woods with a bench. So here's my little monkey, the woods in a bench. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to bring in a different background here just for a second, and I just want to be able to explain to you how the movement of characters work. So behind any computer game that you play or any animation that you watch on television, you will see a grid, or behind that, the lovely graphics, is a grid. And if it's a 2D game or a 2D animation that you're watching, it's an X and Y grid, which looks like this. So if I just put it on the big screen here, you can see in the middle of my grid I've got this blue line here. This is my Y line, okay, and this kind of red line here is my X line. And I like to say that the X and the Y, they're my two favourite letters, the X and Y. So if you ever want your character to move left or right, you need to change numbers on this red line, this X line. And if you want your character to go up or down, you need to change the numbers on this Y line. And as you can see, if you look at this Y line here, if you start here in the middle, and then in the middle is 0 for both lines, if you go up that line, your number gets bigger. So it goes up to 100 here, and up then towards 200 up here. And then if you look at my red line here, my X line, if I start in the middle here at 0 and move across here to 100, and if I keep going across that line, the number gets bigger to 200. Okay, and halfway there that would be 50 and 100. Halfway here would be 150. But as you go left across this line, the numbers will start to go down, and you'll see here this is minus 100. If I keep going across that line, I'll get to minus 200, and this will make a lot more sense now shortly. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to program my buttons. So I'm just going to pick up my monkey, leave it down here, and I'm going to bring in my green flag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my monkey where to start on the screen. And a good way of getting used to placing your sprite in the middle of the screen is to just remember that X is left and right, Y is up and down, and where the two lines meet in the middle there is 0. So if you go to motion, all of your coordinates are in here. So see, it says go to, and it has these funny numbers in the middle here, minus 161 and 117. Well, them numbers mean that's exactly where my monkey is at the moment. If I move my monkey down here, throw this away and bring it in again, you see the numbers have changed. Okay, if I bring my monkey, place him up here, pick it up now, the numbers have changed again on me. What I'm going to do now though is type in my own numbers. I want my monkey to go exactly in the middle, and the middle is X0, so across that red line there, and Y is 0, and up and down that blue line there is 0. So now I've said when I press the green flag, I want my monkey to go into the middle, and there we go. Alright, so my monkey now is in the middle of the screen. So what am I going to do now then? Well, I'm going to program my 4 arrow keys on my keyboard to make my monkey move. So if I go to events here, you can see when the space key is pressed, and if I press the little black arrow there, you see the right arrow. So when my right arrow key is pressed, I want my monkey to move this way across the red line, which is the X axis. And remember, the numbers get bigger. So remember, inside motion, this is where all of our coordinates are, and I want my number on the X to get bigger. So you can see here it says change X by 10. And when I let go, and when I press my right arrow, you'll see that my monkey moves to the right. So what I want to do now then is I'm going to bring in another space key here, and this time I want to program my left arrow, and what goes right must go left. And the thing about it is I want him to go leftwards along this red line, but you remember when the number goes towards, or when your character goes leftwards, the numbers have to get smaller. So if you go into motion and bring in change X by 10, but this time instead of plus 10, put a minus in there. And what you'll see now is your monkey will go leftwards. So right and left. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. So what we're going to do now then is just make our character move up and down. So we're going to go into events again, and we're going to program the up arrow. Now remember, when we're going up and down, we're not going across the red line anymore. We're going up and down the blue one, and the blue one is the y-axis, the y line. So we need a different piece of code to these two. So we're finished with X now. We now need to use Y. So we go change Y by 10. So if I press up now, my monkey goes up. He can go right, left, and up. And what goes up must come down. So I'm going to bring in my last key. Let's make that a bit smaller. So when the down arrow is pressed, I want to remember the numbers on this blue line get smaller as you go down. Change Y by minus 10. Now I press my green flag, and now my monkey can go left and right and up and down. Excellent stuff. What you do see is as I move left and right, my monkey doesn't actually change direction. So what we're going to do now is for the left and right arrows, we're going to bring in a point in direction. And it's going to be very important for further projects where we get our characters to move around the screen freely. So point in direction 90, what does that mean? Well, if I click on this little arrow here, 90 means facing right, minus 90 means facing left, 0 is up, 180 is down. But when we press the right arrow, we want our monkey to face right, and when we press the left arrow, we want our monkey to face left. But this will bring a little problem now. When I press my left arrow, you'll see my monkey goes upside down. So what I need to do is go into my little information box here, just on this side here, and tell my monkey, I do not want you to go upside down. And there we go. So now we can go left and right and up and down. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. Okay, so now we have a monkey that can move up, down, left and right. And we just remember that left and right is X and up and down is Y. I was going to quickly put back in my nice background. That's a lot better. Now there's my monkey. And we're going to have a bit of a musical monkey. So we're just going to quickly bring in a new sprite. We're going to get used to bringing in loads of different sounds here. So I'm going to bring in my, let's go to things. I'm going to bring in a nice little drum. Drum 1. Put my little drum down here. And then if we go to events here and bring in when the space key is pressed, but this time instead of using the space key, I'm going to program the A key for my left hand. And if you go to sounds, you'll see because you brought in a drum, you get these options in here, and it's play drum 1. Now if I press A, I can play the drum, which is great. And if I bring in a second drum now, go to things again, bring in a second drum, bring it down here, and I'm going to program the button beside A. So when the space key is pressed, I'm going to change this one to S. When the S key is pressed, now bring in play drum 1, but instead of 1, I'm going to change it to the cowbell. So using your different keys, you've got 2 hands on the go here, you're able to move your monkey, make him look like he's dancing. Fantastic stuff. So, what we're going to do now then is, just to finish off, we can click on our monkey and we can program one more little button. So we go to events and we'll leave it on the space key this time. This time we're just going to import the sound, and we have the sound pop by default, so we don't want the sound pop, so I'm going to delete pop. I'm going to click on new sound and I'm going to go to human, and we'll bring in, what will we bring in? We'll bring in vocals. That seems a lot better. And we'll bring in maybe hey. That's a little short hey. Let's go to sounds now. So we've imported it now from the sounds tab here into our folder. Connect it up, play sound hey. Hey. So now, and there we go. So we've got our little musical going on here, our little monkey and our drums. So feel free to bring in other sprites, add some drum sounds, add some music maybe, and have some fun. And when you finish that, don't forget to go to File and save your project onto your computer. Okay, enjoy.